It's cold.
Who am I kidding? It's almost winter and it's like almost 85 degrees outside. Whenever you buy a blind bag from the store, or if you make it yourself, you usually have a little item that comes inside.
Video of me making this item will be linked up in the cards.
But what if... I need to take these off. But what if we made a blind bag and inside of it is another blind bag? A lot of you guys have been requesting this as well, so let's get on to making that. Now, at least from where I live, we're starting to get into the colder seasons. So what does that mean? That means we can bring out the blanket and also, of course, the winter gloves. Honestly, I don't use gloves at all.
There is no purpose for me to.
Oh, you know what would be a good idea? If I made a blind bag wearing these gloves. You guys might think that's like a stupid idea, but you don't know how difficult it is to write with super puffy gloves like these. These are like
really thick.
So what am I getting at here? So in honor of this transition into the colder season, we're going to be making a season blind bag. So I have my notebook right here. I also have my white paper, and using this we're going to be making the blind bag cover. So let's get started. To start off this blind bag, I'm taking some white paper and folding it in half. Now I'm going to bring out my mechanical pencil, which, what a coincidence, this is exactly the same color as the color I use on my channel icon, but with this mechanical pencil I'm going to draw my design. Now I slightly hinted this from my intro of what blind bag I'm probably going to make for this video. You could probably take a good guess. I'm going to be making a season's blind bag. I'm dividing this roundish square, I don't know what this shape is called, into 4 sections, one for each season. The top left is going to be spring, the top right for summer, bottom left for fall, and the bottom right for winter. I'm going to take this black pen to outline my pencil sketches, which honestly I think is one of the most satisfying parts of this step of the process. When it comes to winter, I think I have mixed opinions about it. As for the positives, the cold weather helps me fall asleep easier, and of course, we can't forget the joys of the holiday season. But on the other hand, I actually have eczema, which if you don't know what eczema is, it's basically a skin condition where it makes it a lot easier for you to get rashes and dry skin than normal. Dryness from winter really exacerbates that. With that, I'm going to take my eraser and brush off all of the eraser shavings. The next thing, I'm going to bring in these Sharpie S-Note markers. Now, if you've been keeping up with me, in the last video, I did the no color challenge, so obviously I couldn't use any of these colors. Can't use any of these because... I don't know, if you've been keeping up with me,
You should know this.
Now, I mentioned this before, but I'm pretty sure these markers are not intended for coloring per se. I think it's more for highlighting and, academic use. I mean, personally, I just don't have a use for this many highlighters. Now, as for what I think of these markers, I think the variety of colors are very pleasant to look at and use, and they're decently opaque, which is kind of a weird comment to make considering that they're highlighters, but as for coloring, I think they really do their job pretty well. Now notice that some of the backgrounds of the seasons are blank. I'm going to fill in these backgrounds using some colored pencils, just for the sake of better blending and background gradients. Notice that I've used black pens, pencils, highlighter markers, and this really just comes to show that you don't have to only use one coloring supply to create a good drawing. Now our front cover is done. Now for the back side, I'm not going to be doing the typical blind bag key with all of the rarities. Instead, I'm going to list out all the type of blind bags that you can get from this blind bag. So for the top, I'm going to be titling this Collect Them All, and then on the bottom, I'm going to be drawing 4 boxes for the 4 seasons, each accompanying a label and a checkbox. And for the bottom, I'm going to be writing my signature. Once that's done, I'm going to be drawing in the rest of the blind bag designs. Now, I know you might be looking at this and be like, okay, this is
Too simple.
I know it's simplistic, but sometimes the most simple things are the best joys in life. I'm not an inspirational speaker, just clearing that up real quick. Now I'm bringing back the S-Note markers to color the back cover in. Once again, I'm doing simple, nothing fancy. I'm just making sure that the simple icons represent each season well while being easily recognizable. Okay, so both sides are completed. Now I'm going to bring in my tape and scissors.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.
filling in the edges together precisely for a smooth finish. And with that, our cover is done. Let's work on the inside items now. Okay, so for the inside items, I'm going to be bringing in another piece of white paper. I think this is a good time to choose what mini blind bag we're going to make. Okay, this really isn't a surprise. I think I made it pretty obvious in the intro. I'm going to be making a winter blind bag. Folding a paper in half, I'm just trying to measure the size of the mini blind bag in respect to the larger blind bag. I don't want this mini blind bag to be
Bigger than the actual blind bag.
so cutting out paper pieces for our mini blind bag, and I'm just going to be copying the design of the winter blind bag on the blind bag cover onto the front of the mini blind bag. Oh god, this is getting so confusing. There should be, sophisticated professional terms for this, but I'm not smart enough to come up with that. Next, I'm taking a ruler and a black pen. For this ruler, I'm going to be using it to line the top and bottom edges, and this black pen is obviously used to draw. Now for the top of the blind bag, just titling it Winter Blind Bag. And for the design, I'm drawing a snowflake, but it's going to be a little bit more elaborate. It's not going to match exactly like how it is on the back of the larger cover, but perfectly fine. Now I'm going to take my markers and I'm going to add some color minimally. These are just to accentuate the drawings, not to really make the color itself stand out, just the line drawings stand out more. I'm also using this dotting method to create a gradient on the title. I just want to be a little fancy. Last, I'm just filling in the top and bottom edges with this blue marker. And last minute, I just drew some extra snowflakes because the sides were looking a little bit empty. But now that that's done, it's time for the back side. Now for the mini blind bag, I'm going back to the typical blind bag legend, listing out the rarities. This time, I'm choosing common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. And for the circles, I'm just filling that in with the markers. Last thing for the cover is taping. So cue the nifty transition. So off camera, I cut out these two pieces of paper. So this first one is going to be a checklist of all of the mini blind bags in the larger blind bag. On the outside, I'm titling it checklist, and then inside the accordion, I'm drawing the 4 mini blind bag designs exactly how it is on the front. Honestly, I'm thanking myself for choosing simplistic designs because drawing these mini blind bag designs kind of became repetitive. You deserve a pat on the back, Meepyblues. So we're gonna slide that checklist into our larger blind bag, and for the second piece of paper, it's going to be the You Got paper for the mini blind bag. Okay, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. I'm choosing common. I think looking forward, I'm going to set a limit to playing that song once every video. We're going to slide this You Got paper into the mini blind bag, and now, the second to last order of business, we need to find an item to put inside of our mini blind bag. I have this mystery box of evil spells that'll curse you for eternity, and I'm just kidding. Inside the box, these are just items that I could find around my room that's winter or holiday related items. Maybe this stapler that's blue, or maybe this slime, which, like the stapler, there's nothing winter related about it except it's blue. I haven't poked slime in a little bit. Is the texture good? Yeah? Not gonna give me an answer? How about this Lewis vitamin wallet? Yeah, you heard me correctly. Okay, I didn't need to expose the credit card number. That was... This credit card number isn't real, by the way.
Don't try it.
But I think the top choice for me is this pink ice cream in a snowflake cup paper squishy. I think it really matches well with the winter theme. And on that snowflake theme, I have this random snowflake garment with like a bell and a ribbon. So we're just going to slide both items into the mini blind bag. Oh, don't forget the You Got paper. Put that in as well. And we're going to move our box aside. Now I'm going to use my winter magic to assemble the blind bags into one. And we're finished with the blind bag in a blind bag. I know this is a highly requested video, and I too had this idea like a while ago, but I'm not sure why it took me this long to get to this video, but nevertheless, it was very enjoyable. Hey, it's Meepyblues, just checking in one last time here. As we're inching towards the holiday season, I know these can be some hard times for some people. Last year I did have a family emergency during this time. Honestly, it's really hard to provide advice. And on top of that, I don't feel qualified giving advice, especially how everybody's struggles are so different. But regardless of what you're going through, I'm sending you guys the best wishes and strength. I know it's easier said than done, but I hope you guys can at least find some joy during this holiday season. But now it's unboxing time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Meepyblues out.